encourage you guys to give me a leash just a little bit here. Stick with us. I think you're going to like what you see. But first we have to go through a little excursion, like a 2-hour Country Steve sidebar of just complete utter chaos. Not in a good way, as in no fish. A little bit of like just pandering and banter. But producer dude, Daddy took over.
Yeah,
and we produced.
I edited it down so you don't have to sit through 2 hours of Country
Yeah.
Steve.
I took over. It was a
Ross took over, yeah.
and it was hot. Here we are. We're brawling, not fall, but as in our boat. We got Country Steve. He's a little salty this morning.
There he is.
Yeah, right there.
A little salty.
There was salt on the ramp, and there's salt in him. But you know, it's part of what we do. I'm salty sometimes.
Might be the company I have to keep.
Company. We got Captain Chris. He had his people bail, dumb, because fight's on fire. Captain Chris. So I always tell you guys to fish with me. You know, I say I get to sit in the beanbag a couple days a year. Well, here's one of them. We're letting these knuckleheads do the work, and I'll just like bicker and throw stuff in there on the sides. So
and rider coattails and shoulders as always.
Yeah, like Country said. Like Country said.
Say 30 back, Chris?
Grinding?
You know, grabbing bottom too much.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, go 30, 30, 40, 40 then, or something like that.
I was thinking of doing one at 25, but...
Oh, that's fine. Whatever you think. I'm a supervisor. I feel like I've earned that.
Yeah.
And I am the...
Nothing's changed. Tad, nothing's changed.
I am the most veteran, licensed master 100-ton captain. Chris is close by.
Steve's down way below. Is that?
Chosen
do you
not
like?
to
Do
get
you see where my
licensed 'cause
ankles
he doesn't
are?
want to be a slave.
Yeah.
That's where Steve is.
Well, he's below that. He's below that. Actually, I have a little bit of poo on my boot. My amazing Sims rubber boots. Country Steve also was a
Some
big
has
fan
been
of
fishing
those.
longer than others, while others were sucking it.
Wow, you know, this is going to be a salty day. I hope the children are prepared.
Put Ross in the front of the boat.
He's just taking a nap.
He's always on a nap. Keep his line, just stay right up there, nut boy.
I'm just waiting for if Country
me
Steve is
too.
actually able to get a fish on his side on what insanity he's going to have tied up in knots. It's like taking a 4-year-old
I'm gonna
fishing. I
free
just spend all my
spool
time
everything.
cutting and retying and...
Gonna free spool everything.
Operation Shallow Water was a bust, but you don't know till you do it. So we're gonna slide us out. Yesterday at like 1.4 to 1.6 was straight fire. Caught.
Yeah, we should have caught one in there by now.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing in there.
30, 50 caught as well. Well, you didn't set us up on the hot wave point.
Just
like,
relax.
But I mean,
we're not going. We fished the hot way point. There's only 10 pounders there.
you guys will never see this video. It'll never make the light of day.
Each time you go to the front of the boat.
Oh, you heard him. Yeah. You heard him. Producer, I feel like this is the first time we may be on the same page and on the same team.
Well, because you're actually listening to me today instead of worrying about fishing.
Hey, Bob Seeger's turn the page. Let's not be on the same page.
Nope.
You got nothing.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. It's time. Front of the boat.
do you think he's awful lippy for a guy that hasn't put a fish in the boat? Like if I was like,
We didn't put a fish on the boat because we didn't go to Country Steve's spot.
so now we're at Country Steve.
Now that we moved out to Country Steve's spot, we'll see how it rolls, homies.
Okay, now we're at Country Steve. Okay.
We're
Hey,
in Country Steve zone.
I'm being dead serious right now. This is like the most enjoyable day I've had because I don't have to do anything, and also watching him flail. The live well is very empty. And did you notice how that boat popped up real fast because there was no water or fish in it?
No weight in the back.
None. None. Steve's ego was the only thing that was really holding the back end down. By the way, we're doing a word count. Could you put it up in the upper corner? Chris, he's only at 4 words, and I don't blame him a bit.
I think that is honestly not an exaggeration.
He's the smartest one in the whole boat. He's smart as this. Oh my god. Another update. We're on the Chris word count. We're at 12. Country Steve's at zero fish. I'm not sure he can recover for sure.
But were they looking at the graph?
They're looking. That is the update. They're looking at the graph now, and they're like, we see stuff now. They're feeling good about it. But then Captain Chris, his 2 words were, "But no fish."
That's
and
3.
so
that's 3.
we're at the lucky 13.
Sesame Street?
So we have
Today is brought to you by the letter F, Steve.
Oh yeah. Man, these boards are nice in place. They're not moving back.
They're getting a good bath.
You said it was peaceful back there.
Yeah, it's peaceful.
I'm
no one's
enjoying
getting yelled at. There's a lot of room because there's no one's egos taking up the rest of the spot. They got their ego up front with their bean bag.
Did you guys put hooks on these things, or
No.
can we go perch fishing?
We used the new Fish USA side cutters, and we cut all the hooks off.
Those are nice. Those new pliers are nice.
Yeah, and we also took the new Fish USA pliers, bent the hooks out straight. We're trying a new tactic of stabbing walleye.
Usually the key is if you're not catching them, you're not deep enough. Well,
So you're snapping 50 and then going another 100
It's a
feet.
meeting of the minds.
Okay.
But we're still on 0.
Is it more? Do you want to be going faster or
it
slower?
just depends on which way they want it. Sometimes they want it quicker, and then the other days they want it a little slower.
Okay.
And it's really good there.
Whose side is Ross's side?
Oh my god. It's like an asteroid situation. Blue moon. I'm just gonna sit here and watch this, but whew, here we go. I might have to move off the nets though. Is it a medium or a large, Chris?
Medium.
That moment when you teach your kids or they're going to school for the first day, I feel like that's what we have here. We're gonna see did all this training and talking, where are we at with it?
Training. It's more diary of the mouth.
I mean,
We are 2 hours in.
I don't, producer dude, I know we don't even get along, but have we had this in any of our shoots with me?
No.
When it's just,
Quick no.
that's a hard no, as the kids would say. Okay. But I mean, Chris he's overcoming countries. I don't know what it is.
So my question is, does this a fish subtract add words?
Well, a fish should be worth 3 words.
Oh yeah, Steve he's in a deficit now. He's gonna have to have a 13.8 or bigger. 13.8 or larger in order to...
I'll take a 13.5 right now, just to start.
I would take a fish. One demerit, Steve.
One demerit.
Yeah, one demerit.
I don't get no demerits.
So we have a thing here. I didn't think it was possible to fish on Lake Erie with this many lines for 2 hours and not get bit, but here we are. We set a new record. But they did manage. They did manage.
Why don't you just free spool that back?
I don't know, produce. Well, they have 25 minutes and we're picking up and we're going to go with the current. We talk about using the fish hawk, but you don't need one when you got your, you pay attention sometimes. So we're going to go with the current. We're going to go where the fish are at.
Hawk. I've never used it. I've never been allowed to.
We're going to go with the current since it's flat calm today, which is the opposite way we're going. And you watch the results. Watch.
Outside's gone too. We got a triple on.
Chaos.
Holy shit, this will be a
When you
cluster.
are on fish, if I've heard that's boat launch. Remember the last shoot we did, and I told the guy, he's like, "What do I do?" I said, "Go and when you mark them, then you catch them." Yeah.
I don't want to miss it.
We got another one on Ross.
Oh my god.
We're getting a show. We're getting a show. Producer, how far are we in?
We are, well, we've been shooting about 2 hours and 20 minutes probably.
There are so many on the
magic of editing.
There literally are so many on the screen right now, and this outside one, which we're going to just drag and see if we can kind of just give them a little heart attack. It's a big one. And I mean, we've got Chris. He's like the #1 stunner Bigwater Fishing, and Country Steve needs no introduction, although sometimes we like him to exit stage left. But oh yeah, Chris got a nice one. Oh yeah, come on, look at that donkey. Chris always comes through for us. That
was a nice.
What are we like at 7? Can we get a counter up there? Is it 17 to maybe 1?
That makes 3. Nice try. Just before we.
I'm a boat Nazi. I know that term's offensive, but here it is. That's why we do it. So we stay organized when we got all kinds of stuff going on, because we got another one out over on this rod.
Most of fishing is location.
Location. Everything's catching that wasn't catching, but it's location. I mean, the best thing you can do is try to get out here. And the mistake we kind of made, even though we knew we were making it, was we wanted to fish shallow. And the problem is you can't get out here before everybody is and run around, because there's boats just scattered everywhere and you don't really want to run through them etiquette-wise. But that's the best thing you can do. You watched our video. I'm sure producer would put it up there by high-speed marking.
Popped off or
Steve has literally just lost a donkey. Chris will bring me home, though. Chris will bring me home. I know it. Chris, this count, I mean, we're like, producer dude, can you put the counter up there? Are we at 20 to 1? Oh my God, these are like Vegas odds on Michigan actually winning.
You wait for you to spool this out, Ross?
Seriously, the whole thing on this is, Captain Chris just said it. You can go out here forever. If you're not on the pod, you're not on them. And here's what we do. Everybody does it a little bit differently, but our outside lines, because me and Country were out here kind of scouting things out yesterday, and we did really, really well. And we caught a combination of fish on what we call flat lines or clean lines, basically just a crankbait with no weight. And then we were using some different baits with weights on, and we like to run those on the inside from a tangling standpoint, but also, you know, when you're fishing deeper down, we just like those at the boat and the higher lines farther out.
Ross fish.
So we got a fish on the one we were just clearing out. Here we go. And that's why it's so important, like the efficiency. Like that's one of the things that I do really well, is I'm just efficient. And like this line here, we just scooch this around while Steve is floating us around. And a lot of guys don't get that fish because they don't have that line in the water. We got Chris over here, he's busting to get lines back in because we've taken 4 fish in a matter of like 4 minutes, where we fished, what, producer do, 2 hours? Plus. Yeah. Here, why am I reeling this? This looks like a U deal. Okay. Delegation at its finest. Okay. Net down the center here. Yep. I got it.
Okay.
The faster you can get them back in, the better. And so there's different ways to set this up. There's a lot of ways that you can do it. But I like the weights on the inside because that way I can move them in closer to the boat or move it around, or the fish from the outside will actually basically slide right over the top. And that just allows those things to keep fishing, because we had 2 on the flat lines, as we call them, with no weights that were higher, even though they're deep in the water column. And those went right over the weights, and then those weights bit almost literally at the same time with those deeper fish on the inside. So if we'd have done it the opposite way, you literally would have had a hot mess. Instead, we had 4 fish.
Did you hear me?
Yep.
The outside board.
Look
at it.
I'll take this, you do that.
Can't even get it out, Chris.
So what we just did there, Country was reeling in this weighted one, and we set the high line out straight out the back, and because there's no weight, we just floated it. So it's like Top Gun air brakes, and we rotated it all the way around. And before it even started cutting back up, boom, boom, we got another fish. So come up with a system, whatever it is for you, but just remember, you got to play chess, not checkers, because once you get a few fish on, a lot of your moves go away. So one of the things we had there too, we just kind of, a good little reminder thing. When you float those out, you still have to put some tension on that. You can't just free spool it, because you're going to have a hot mess. Boys, I'm going to drive for you because we got a boat we're about to have a problem with. Chris, this one can go on Steve's side when you're done. We have the right of way, but we shall see. What were we doing when we got into the little melee speed-wise?
Right, what you doing? 1.6.
Okay.
So we got one at 80. I'm gonna drop this down to 90.
Well, don't be afraid to put one, just a Chris rod pumper.
What? When we go more than 90?
Well, no, just here. Take this one. Let's get dangerous. Do your magic.
What are we doing?
Those of you, it's been a while. It's been many videos ago, but Chris was with us, and he was rod pumping. So literally like a flat line. We don't catch a lot of them at the boat, but Chris was doing a little bit of hand pumping, and he catches them. So we're going to take advantage of that.
But don't take the hand pumping the Ross way.
They're trying to make this filthy. And I'm just trying to deal with this guy that just cut us off, even though he doesn't know the rules of the road. But it's no problem. So we just had some good chaos a little bit there. I got to get the boys organized to the Bigwater training of school of thought. But I mean, seriously, like the organization and having rods, I understand that's why you notice there's like tape on rods, and that all means something to me, you know. So we got our outside board going right now. So we're going to see how these knuckleheads do it, and we will commentary from the back deck. Steve is taking the flat line from Chris. The guy in the front that cut us off is still maintaining his course, even though he's not getting out of our way. Chris is attempting to take the outside board over the other three lines. This could get sketch. This guy's...
I was just about to say, hey, I see some boards floating over there, but it's another boat.
This guy's... I'm going to try to cut back towards you, Chris, a little bit, just so you know, because I don't really have a choice. This guy is just killing us here. So...
All right. Okay.
So we're definitely noticing a little thing too, where the weighted lines, or the deeper stuff, have been catching the better fish. Like, that's an amazing dinner fare, but so far the better ones are coming a little deeper, and that's not a surprise, just because when you get calm conditions like this and a fair bit of boat traffic,
or people turning right in front of you,
people cutting you off, yeah. That's just retribution for some move that Country Steve has done a while ago, you know, but it is what it is.
70 or 80 and just click.
One thing that we did have, in all seriousness, going, we got Dakota lithium batteries in the boat, so I can go pretty much without using the kicker.
Right.
But in all seriousness, we saw the current, and I get to read it really easy, and I'm like, guys, we got to speed up a little bit as we're going this way, because we're going into the current. Now as we turn around, we use the kicker to basically give us a little more thrust, even though I don't need it with the lithium batteries. But as we made this big turnaround, boom, we doubled on the fast side. And I think we're maybe going a hair slow, especially some of those fish. We had a couple come off when we were in the chaos there, where they're not hooking up super good. It's one of our better ones. Boys, you guys did a number on this sucker. I'm gonna have to re-spool some lines tonight. All right. Producer dude, give me a TV timeout. I feel like we need to put a tip or something in there, because it's going to take me about 10 minutes to get this all discombobulated.
Now, with the new Fish USA side cutter, I can get through this real easy.
Like if you guys didn't drop them on each other, but
sort of like adding weight to the fish. We're just trying to make it heavier, look bigger for the camera.
Oh, you definitely did that.
Oh, did that too soon?
Yeah, too soon. You did. You and every other comment on Facebook. What about weight in it? Yeah, I know. Okay. Go ahead. In all seriousness, if you guys have pliers that always lock up, these new aluminum Fish USA pliers are straight amazing, and they got little replaceable cutters on them. Not very expensive either. Good bang for the buck, and they don't lock up.
You can just break the hooks off. You got more. Just cut it.
It's like, I feel like we're on a guy trip, but we don't get paid. I'm not, it's like Mutt and Jeff.
Would you like to try these new fish cutters I got from Fish USA? You have to apply them some good pressure.
I feel like a father
but they work.
to these slow people. You know, like sometimes the best thing you can say is nothing. Producer, did you feel like that?
Or best thing you could do is go to the front of the boat.
I would come back and there'd be 2 rods, and I'd be like, you guys have them all tangled together.
No, we
like,
threw them in the water is what we did. Trying to waypoint new spots.
Tune it.
Things are going.
Here.
Yeah, I wonder what that is.
These are new tuners. Right here. Board.
So, me and Country have this new thing of small or medium or large, and it's up until today it's been medium and large, and I get a different net. There's my line marker going in there. And so we get like a 9 something yesterday, and he's like medium. Like, from who?
It got medium to medium large.
For Andre the Giant? Producer dude, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him.
No pressure.
No, it's not that big. Oh! That was the best thing that could ever happen. Wow. I feel like there's going to be some comments below and deserved, don't you? Because there's been some people kind of tearing him up about losing fish.
Yeah. Okay, right.
I mean, we've caught at least 50 or something. I have no idea how many we've caught, but I feel like that one's going to make the video no matter what. Producer dude, he loves misery of others.
First one of the day. That's the first one of the day.
First one in the last 10 minutes.
No, first one of the day.
Oh, come. Producer dude, I mean.
There's one that came off before we even got to it.
Ooh.
But first one reeling in that came off.
Ooh.
Isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God, the 2 Michigan guys sticking up for each other. Here, we'll see how that works out. Oh my God.
Did you want to let that one out, or you?
I mean, seriously, these fish, even we haven't had any giants, but they've been fighting those like they are. Oh, oh, thank you. I need a leaning post. Thank you, Country. Oh, now, hey.
Didn't want to go without.
Once is helpful. Twice is just being naughty.
Twice trying to catch a case.
That's some hood shit. There's some hood stuff right there. It's a better one. Oh, I love when the big ones come on my side. I told you, I mean, I just asked for a bigger fish, and you know, my karma's obviously a little better than you guys. Look what we got.
I like how Ross has a side and he's not even fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you know the side switch?
Yeah, it switches.
You know.
It's like the producer dude. They both swing.
Now, why do you gotta throw him under the bus?
He was already under the bus.
Remember that next time. Look at these chaps he's got on. Look at that. Let's go with the MC Hammer over here. Do me. Look at that. Wow.
Got hot.
Oh, yes, you did.
Gotta let that air in.
Oh, yes, you did. Mm-hmm.
Producer, do you think I could reel that through the tip?
Yep, I think you could. Wow. Here's the marks again. Shocker. Mark them, catch them. That was Surfing USA.
What are they doing?
You hand me a pair.
Oh, got one on the down rod.
Get her done, son. Down rod.
This is 90. This is a good fish.
90. So we got a little tip for you, producer dude. As Country Steve gets one. These fish have really moved on us here today, and it's gone flat, calm, and other people went home or they just spread out because they weren't catching. Probably a little bit of both. One of the best tips we can give you is to put that boat on plane and go find them. Go find them at 25. Don't try doing it at 1 or 2 miles an hour fishing speed. Because as soon as we got back into this little pod here, it's like boom, 2, 3 on. There we go. And you run out of daylight when you try to fish through those. Instead, just put the boat on plane, find them, put her back down. Look at how you T-bone that thing. Look at that. Look at that T-bone. Well, Country Steve said it was a bigger fish, and he was not lying. I tried T-boning it for him, but here, that is definitely a little bit better fish. Not a giant, but you know, we're getting a little bit better. So, and this was on the flat line. Old Country was
3 at 90.
Nice chunky female. We're gonna let her go. It's amazing what happens when you mark them.
Catch them.
You catch them.
Okay.
When you get that up, just try to get that rod up. Yep. These two are trying to basket weave themselves together.
This was 70.
Up, yeah, rod up, come back.
Good. A ways apart, bud.
Not as much as you think, but this thing's just acting really weird. Digging. Must be hooked weird. Little chin it to when you want to double dip. Let's do a little double dippage. You're like, when I get ice cream, I like to double dip. Country Steve, double dip us. Oh yeah, Captain Chris with a double scooper. Mmm. Yummy. Yummy, yummy.
Let you guys do this scissoring.
What a hot disaster of a mess. Producer dude, here we do. Another day. It started off a little rough.
Started out real rough.
Like when you say real rough, I mean we're talking like, you know, these are going back, but like how rough was it?
It was long.
How many shows have we shot in that amount of time where we slept in the beanbag?
Many shows in the
3,
time. Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. Captain Chris, he brought his game though. Country Steve, he was here.
He's all right.
He's like, I don't know, C game?
Yeah, I'll give him a C. I'll give him a C+.
Did we learn anything?
No.
Nothing. Did these people learn anything?
Hope so.
Salt at the ramp. Drain your trailer. Mark fish. Catch fish. Is that it?
Sounds good.
These guys are not very talkative. Chris used all 30 of his words, so he's done. Country Steve's on probation. We're out.
But all the fish came on your side of the boat. How are we even able to fish?
Switching to which side was his.
Is MC Hammer still talking over there? Look at those.